Hello and welcome. With the rollout of the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy, it became imperative to bring together key stakeholders to chart a path forward for its successful implementation. In line with the revised directive of the Central Result Coordinating Unit under the Office of the Special Advisor to the President on Policy Coordination, ministries, departments and agencies are now required to hold stakeholder engagements for effective policy execution. This led to the Citizens and Stakeholders Engagement Forum held at Echo Hotel, Lagos, with the theme Strengthening Collaboration for Effective Implementation of the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy. We'll bring you full details of this important gathering shortly, but first, let's take a quick break. Do stay tuned.
For more than 5 decades, we have empowered and protected the interests of shippers in the nation's maritime industry. Our focus is to facilitate trade, regulate tariffs and rates, as well as handle shippers' complaints on cargo losses, damage and non-delivery. We offer dispute resolution mechanism for shipping and trade disputes between shippers and service providers. We are Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator, your gateway to a thriving maritime sector. Nigerian Shippers Council will meet you at the port of your need.
Welcome back. You are watching The Shipper, your confirmed hub for goings on in the maritime scene. Proudly brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council, the nation's port economic regulator. I am Victoria Yavala. It was indeed a thoroughly engaging session, packed with insights, robust ideas, and practical recommendations. But at least I let the cat out of the bag. Let's hand over to Lucy Yambi, who will now present the full details of the report as compiled by our correspondent Additional Abiodun.
Having established the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy to harness the nation's vast marine resources, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, took a further step by approving the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy to help guide the activities of the ministry. These landmark actions brought out key stakeholders within the sector at the behest of the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola CON, who in his opening remarks set the tone of the gathering. He began by commending the enthusiasm and commitment shown by key players in the marine sector, from government, industry, academia, and civil society, an encouraging reflection of support towards the President's renewed hope agenda. The minister went on to highlight critical focus areas and stressed the need for a coordinated, actionable plan to achieve internationally benchmarked goals.
We are here to design actionable frameworks, set implementation priorities, and assign clear institutional responsibilities. In doing so, we must focus on improving coordination, ensuring accountability, and building capacity at all levels.
Mr. Oloruntola Olufemi, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, welcomed the stakeholders to the engagement, emphasizing that the meeting was an opportunity to discuss the activities of the ministry in line with the newly introduced National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy. He described the gathering as a vital platform for accountability and stewardship.
The national policy we have crafted provides a strategic framework for harnessing these assets sustainably and inclusively. However, success will depend on how well we coordinate, collaborate, and communicate across all levels of governance and operations. This engagement, therefore, presents an opportunity to deepen institutional synergy, clarify mandates, align regulatory expectations, and jointly explore practical and actionable strategies for implementation. As we deliberate today, let us focus on practical, collaborative solutions that eliminate duplication and strengthen our collective impact. Our coastal and riverine communities should not be seen merely as recipients of policy interventions, but as key partners in driving sustainable and inclusive development.
Representing the Nigerian Navy, Captain Andrew Zidon began his address by announcing Nigeria's removal from the international watch list of piracy-prone areas, a significant milestone for the maritime sector. He further assured participants of the Navy's commitment and capacity to support the successful implementation of the goals set by the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy.
The Nigerian Navy remains committed and eager to work with this ministry towards emplacing a safe and secured Nigerian maritime environment, which we all know is extremely critical to the operationalization of this policy and the attainment of the ministry's objectives and the overall development of the Nigerian economy. I will state boldly that it's indeed upon the Navy and also other maritime security agencies such as NIMASA, the Nigerian Customs, that the wealth, peace, and prosperity of our country depends. And the Nigerian Navy, we do everything required with our sister agencies towards strengthening collaboration for effective implementation of this national policy on marine and blue economy for the benefit of our country and all Nigerians. I will end by thanking His Excellency, the Minister, for his vision in creating this platform. And as we say in the Nigerian Navy, onward and indeed progress together.
Dr. Ben Okonkwo, President of the Nigerian Fish Trawlers Association, expressed delight at the inclusion of relevant government agencies and departments under the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. While making a specific request, she also acknowledged the ministry's positive trajectory and urged that the momentum be sustained.
We are now in one ministry with all our regulators. When I say all our regulators, NIMASA, NPA, Fisheries, we are all in the same ministry. And what we expect is a better synergy for things to work better. We're already experiencing that. And times are hard, yes, but we are looking forward for a better production in terms of fish and fisheries products, irrespective of all the challenges we are facing. What we need from government is just some ease of doing business, which we know that is not easy at this time, but we know it can be achieved.
While commending the minister for convening the forum, Mr. Frederick Klinke, Managing Director and CEO of AP Mola Terminal, APMT, expressed optimism that the sector is poised for significant growth with the effective implementation of the national policy on marine and blue economy.
I would really like to take this opportunity to recognize His Excellency the Minister for this initiative. I think this shows a best practice, not only in Nigeria, but actually internationally, on how a ministry can operate with transparency and openness and actively involve the stakeholders within the scope of the ministry. Really well done, sir. I would also very much like to congratulate you for the national policy. I think it's an extremely well-written and extremely insightful document. I'm convinced that this will facilitate investment into the sector. And as Bolaji has several times now mentioned, we at APM Terminals are definitely keen to do our part. I think his numbers are a bit outdated. I'm looking at least 600 to 700 million. This is going to be good for Nigeria. This is going to be good for employment. This will create jobs, not just in the sector, but as we all know, especially in this room, trade is a prerequisite for economic growth and economic revival, and therefore I'm very convinced that this policy will have tremendous impact on the overall economic resurgence agenda for Nigeria.
Before delivering the prepared goodwill message from the Nigerian Ports Consultative Council, its president, Dr. Bolaji Sumola, commended the minister for his role as the pioneer head of the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, noting the visible progress and direction under his leadership. He went on to highlight key areas within the sector that require critical attention and thorough review.
Our ports must now prioritize indigenous participation in shipping, terminal operations, and maritime services. National/indigenous companies must not be present, they must be protected and empowered to lead. Infrastructure modernization is critical. We must ensure that upgraded and modernized infrastructures are smart, green, and accessible. We also need to ensure that our inland connectivity by rail, water, and road is seamless to avoid the congestion trap of the past. We must invest in people, our young people, our dock workers and seafarers, our marine professionals. The policy must translate into skills development, scholarships, apprenticeships, and new career paths in logistics, digital operations, and port security. Human capital will define the future of our ports.
Dr. Odunayo Ani, president of the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, WISTA Nigeria, provided a brief overview of her organization and its vital role within the maritime industry. She expressed her delight at the unification of relevant departments and agencies under the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, describing it as a timely and strategic move. Dr. Ani also shared key observations, outlined her organization's expectations, and affirmed WISTA Nigeria's readiness to collaborate with the ministry in advancing sectoral goals.
This stakeholders' engagement marks a pivotal moment in our collective journey towards enhancing the full potential of Nigeria's marine and blue economy. The recent development of the national policy on marine and blue economy is both timely and visionary. It reflects the federal government's commitment to sustainable ocean governance, economic diversification, job creation, and environmental stewardship. As a key stakeholder in the maritime sector, WISTA Nigeria commends the ministry for initiating this inclusive platform to foster synergy among public and private sector players, civil society, and the academic community. We believe that strategic collaboration is not only essential, but indispensable to the successful implementation of this ambitious national blueprint. WISTA Nigeria remains committed to the goals of inclusivity, gender equity, capacity building, and innovation within the marine and blue economy space. We are particularly encouraged by the ministry's recognition of the vital role that women play in the maritime development, and we stand to support this agenda through advocacy, training, and partnership.
Engineer Greg Ogbefun, pioneer president of the Ship Owners Association of Nigeria, SOAN, thanked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for establishing the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy. He also identified key areas he hopes to see addressed and fulfilled in future stakeholder engagement.
The government has done their bit. The private sector should get up and take advantage of the opportunity we've been given. We should not make this a talk show. Policy is there. Government is creating an enabling environment. By this time next year, a year later, let us see tangible results. Let us see some Nigerian ships trading globally. Let us see an upbeat maritime industry. Let us see an increase in job creation in that sector. Let us see opportunities for our cadets who are wandering around the whole place looking for ships to sail on.
In his response to the question raised by a stakeholder, the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Akuta Pius MON, advocated for the automation of port operations as a means to reduce physical contact and enhance operational efficiency.
We are also looking into that very seriously. So many of the operators and service providers have different charges. But to say that these charges are multiple in terms of the services that are being provided and being paid for is what we cannot really see. All we need to see or to work on is to see how we can reduce costs, because we are looking at our ports as the most expensive within even West African region, not to talk of other parts of the world. So what do we do to reduce costs? Is by trying everything possible to maintain some of the costs, the charges the way they are. But then again, you see the economic realities also come very hard sometimes. You see some of these service providers are using diesel, for instance, to power their operations. And you see the cost of diesel going up most of the time, affecting the operational costs across board.
The policy for marine and blue economy has been unveiled, and a comprehensive working plan will most definitely hear from in March. The coming weeks, months, and years will be testament to these deliberations.
Rest assured, we here at The Shipper will continue to keep a close watch on developments and keep you informed as the outcomes of this forum unfold. Now, let's join Idowu Ogungbemi as he brings us the latest in our tidbit segments.
Good evening and welcome to the tidbit segment of The Shipper. I am Idowu Ogungbemi. Today we've got some interesting stories bringing you key insights and updates from the maritime sector. Stay glued and let's get started. Nigerian Shippers Council has called for proactive action to avert indiscriminate dumping of debris on Nigerian waters. The call was made recently at the 2025 Annual Summit, organized by the Shipping Correspondents Association of Nigeria, SCAN, in Apapa, Lagos, with the theme Marine Debris, the Danger Ahead. Speaking at the summit, the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the NSA, Dr. Akuta Pius Hemuen, represented by the Deputy Director, Monitoring and Enforcement of the Council, Mr. Additional Sarumi, stated that people should be educated about the inherent dangers of dumping bins which block water channels.
Concerning the plastic waste, a lot of recycling plants are springing up here and there now. The people need to be enlightened on how to channel most of this plastic waste into the recycling plants, so that after all, when they take it to the recycling plants, they have a way of weighing it and giving them some stipends. At least that will generate additional income to the public. So the public needs to be well sensitized so that we can have a better environment to ourselves, and then we can eat healthy seafood.
While delivering a technical paper, the second Vice President of the Nigerian Association of Master Mariners, Captain Olajide Ologuju, provided a thorough analysis of marine debris, its operational challenges, and its severe effects on maritime safety, aquatic life, fisheries, and Nigeria's blue economy goals.
Let this gathering at Rockview Hotel be the turning point where words become policy and policy become practice. Let maritime journalists go beyond reporting into advocacy. Let regulatory agency embrace enforcement without favoritism, and let the master mariner continue to lend our experience to shaping a sustainable maritime domain.
Addressing the shipper, the president of the Shipping Correspondents Association of Nigeria, SCAN, Mr. Moses Ebosele, said that the team of the summit was informed by the need to carry out an awareness campaign on indiscriminate deposition of debris on the water channels.
We notice how people are behaving with their waste, and we notice that a lot of them rely on the sea to dispose their waste. Some wait for rain to fall before pushing their refuse out because they don't want to pay for it. So as journalists, we decide it's okay, let's put a summit together, invite all the relevant stakeholders, let them come and say something, let them come and put this thing on the front burner so that people will understand what is going on and find solution.
As Nigeria seeks to harness the full potential of its maritime sector, stakeholders agree that protecting its waters from pollution is not just an environmental necessity, but a strategic economic imperative. In other news, the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, ANALCA, have revealed that the cost of transporting containers from Apapa port has dropped by over 70%. Speaking recently in a courtesy visit by the Customs Area Controller of the Apapa Command, Dr. Babatunde Olomu, to the ANALCA headquarters in Lagos, the chairman of the Apapa chapter, Emeka Chukwuamalu, said the cost of haulage has significantly declined from an initial 1.2 million naira to an all-time low of 350,000 naira, much to the delight of stakeholders. We encourage you to follow our social media pages at NG Shippers on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube for more of our latest updates, events, and information. Let's now take a look at our complaint register for the week. The Nigerian Shippers Council has received 7 complaints. While 3 of these complaints have been resolved, 4 are still ongoing investigation. The complaints include issues with non-payment of export proceed payment on shipment, incorrect discharge of terminal information, forgery and economic sabotage, unlawful seizure of truck, unprofessional service delivery, seizure of imported goods, and payment issue and delayed shipments. We encourage stakeholders to visit our website at www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng for more information or to lodge their concerns. Now, let's talk about the international maritime sector. Inland Waterway Shipping Company HGK Shipping has joined forces with the Dutch maritime solar specialist Watlab for what is claimed to be the world's first hybrid solar-powered inland shipping vessel. Watlab delivered a solar energy system for HGK Shipping's cargo vessel Blue Marlin. The installation of the system, comprising 192 solar panels, took place at their shipyard in Netherlands. According to Watlab, the solar panels will provide power to both the onboard and propulsion systems, making the Blue Marlin the first inland shipping vessel capable of hybrid sailing with solar power. This fully integrated setup enables peak shaving, where the combination of solar energy and batteries will prevent the need for activating an additional generator during high-demand periods. In another development, South Korea's HD Korea Shipbuilding and Offshore Engineering, an arm of HD Hyundai, has joined forces with Cochin Shipyard Limited, CSL, the largest state-owned shipbuilder in India, to set up long-term cooperation in the vessel construction sector. As disclosed, the deal marks a full-scale entry into the market for the South Korean company and represents another effort of HD Hyundai to strengthen its foothold in the global shipbuilding arena under the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding that HD Korea Shipbuilding and Offshore Engineering and Cochin Shipyard inked. The two parties are set to pursue cooperation across a wide range of areas, including ship design and procurement support for CSL, technical collaboration to improve productivity and ensure global quality standards, and workforce training programs. That wraps up this week's segment of Tidbit on the Shipper. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week with more insights, trends, and key developments from across the maritime sector. Until then, stay informed and stay safe.
For more than 5 decades, we have empowered and protected the interests of shippers in the nation's maritime industry. Our focus is to facilitate trade, regulate tariffs and rates, as well as handle shippers' complaints on cargo losses, damage and non-delivery. We offer dispute resolution mechanism for shipping and trade disputes between shippers and service providers. We are Nigerian Shippers Council, Nigeria's port economic regulator, your gateway to a thriving maritime sector. Nigerian Shippers Council will meet you at the port of your need.
Surely, as always, the time to drop anchor has come once again. But rest assured, we will not relent in our mission to spotlight developments across the nation's maritime industry. Though this voyage ends here now, we'll be back soon with more insightful updates. Stay connected with us on social media at NG Shippers for the latest news and happenings. Until next time, here's wishing you a smooth sail and a swimmingly great week ahead.